Whenever we're working with a gym owner through Gym Lawyers PLLC, the gym owner is going to fall into one of three different categories. They're either going to be a brand new gym owner, they're going to be an experienced gym owner, or they're going to be a gym owner looking to sell their gym. When it comes to being a brand new gym owner, once you get past what I call the green phase, which basically means you've decided you're opening a gym. It's no longer a thought, it's no longer a dream. You've hit the green light and you're going. You now enter into the three phases of opening of a gym. The first phase is the creation of the legal entity. In the gym industry, we're typically going to use a corporation or limited liability company because those are the two legal entities that sort of act as a shield over top of you, the individual owners, or you and your partners, the owners, and protect your personal assets like your house, your car, your bank accounts, those sorts of things. Once we get the legal entity set up, we then enter into phase two. Sometimes these phases may overlap a little bit, but ideally, we get the legal entity set up as soon as you hit that green phase and you're like, I'm doing this. And then we enter into phase two, which is entirely dedicated to the commercial lease. If you're going to operate your gym in a brick and mortar location, you're going to have to go out and find somewhere to do that. Usually, as a new gym owner, you're not going to be able to buy the building, so you're just going to lease the building. You may find a location through a broker, you may find a location just by going out and searching, and ultimately, the landlord is going to present you with a lease. The problem is these leases can range from anywhere from like 7 pages to 74 pages. And you as the gym owner, whenever you go to sign this lease, you are legally held accountable for understanding everything that is in that lease. So you should be using a professional in order to help you review, redline, negotiate, and understand the commercial lease, because you can't come back later and say, well, I didn't know that was in the commercial lease, or I didn't understand that. That's going to be a problem because as a business owner, you're supposed to understand what's in your commercial lease. Once we sign the commercial lease, we're then going to enter into phase three. Now, these two phases are pretty separate because there's no sense in moving on to phase three if we don't have the signed commercial lease. Some gym owners or new gym owners get stuck in phase two because they don't like the lease, they can't find a good location, they can't find a location in which they feel comfortable signing the lease. We've had gym owners pretty much get stuck here, sometimes for up to 6, 12, 18 months. Once they sign that commercial lease and they move over into phase three is all about sort of the internal legal documents that gym owners need in order to operate their gym. First and most important one is that liability waiver. Liability waiver is your first line of defense against the personal injury lawsuit. The second is going to be your membership agreement. Most gym owners are going to have some sort of auto recurring membership, maybe on a monthly basis, maybe every 4 weeks, maybe every 3 months. And state and federal laws say that if you're going to do that, that's fine, but you have to have something in writing with your member. That's your membership agreement. Some states you say you have to have a membership agreement. So even if you're a gym owner who says, I'm not going to have contracts, you don't really get that choice. Your state might say you have to have one. And the third type of document that you're going to want as a gym owner, that maybe not quite as a brand new gym owner, those are going to be your staff agreements. If your state permits it, you might have an independent contractor agreement, or you might have employment agreements. Again, maybe in the beginner, you're just going to be the primary owner operator, so you're not really going to need staff agreements right out of the gate. But eventually, as you start to replace yourself in the business and you grow and you're doing more and you're trying to work on the business, not in the business, and you start to replace yourself, you're going to need those staff agreements. Another potential agreement that you might want, though, again, less common in the beginning, is known as a licensing agreement. This is uncommonly, I should say, commonly misunderstood as like a sublease agreement. You don't want a sublease agreement. It's going to violate your commercial lease. You use a licensing agreement. You're going to license your space for somebody, say like a chiropractor or a physical therapist, massage therapist, to come in and use a small portion of the gym that maybe you're not using or not using for a particular time of day. And so therefore you can then have these people come in, use a little bit of passive income, and pay you in order to use that space. So those are the 3 common phases that we would take a gym owner through who's going to, from the point of saying, yep, I'm opening up a gym, to opening up day 1.